blessing me. Small things ain't what they used to be. No, oil wasted on the oceans and upon our seas. Fish full of mercury.
Well, all right, all right, all right. I don't care how many times I hear that. It is the jam over and over and over again.
Yes, yes.
Jason A. Benefie, what's going on?
Hey, hey,
Oh, I
hey.
see you. Go ahead.
I'm doing good, doing good. Glad to be here.
Amen. Me too. Me too. He's still in the blessing business. You know what I mean? He
Absolutely,
is
absolutely.
still in the blessing business. It was earlier this week, we started with poor air quality. And
Mm,
I would imagine that in California, you guys get that quite a bit because of the wildfires and things.
yeah, yeah. But they get it honest because of the traffic too, or the amount of cars that are
So you
here.
got smog and everything else.
Yeah,
Well, see, so here apparently there are wildfires in Canada,
right.
and they're quite far away. But
Yeah.
the whole East Coast and part of the Midwest had poor air quality for the last couple of days. In fact, I don't know, Minister Chris, it was the picture that I had on our post. Let's see if I can share it with you really quick. But the picture that was on our post was actually New York City. That's not
Mhm.
the one. It was New York City. That was New York City, taken from the Empire State Building. They said that the air quality was so poor in New York City that they quit talking about it as far as like code blue or code orange or code red. They started talking about the air quality and visibility, the way they do with snow. Like you couldn't see so far, in front of you because of the smoke and the air
Mm,
quality. I
mhm,
was like,
mhm.
wow.
Wow,
So
wow.
Harrisburg at one point was on code purple, which, I'm trying to decide if I'm a conspiracy theorist or not, because at least it wasn't code black. You know what I mean? Because whenever they call it like black, it's always,
Yeah,
blackball,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
blacklist.
yeah,
So that's why I named my black dog Powder.
yeah. And it's funny too because I don't even say black man or black woman anymore. I say human.
Okay.
Hueman.
Oh, okay. I
We are
see what you
hues.
look
We're
at
different
you.
hues, right? Right. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
look at you.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
all right.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
a conversation last weekend with one of my aunts, and
Hmm.
we were talking about being called a strong black woman. And I
Mm,
found it interesting because she said that she doesn't like to be called a strong black woman.
hmm.
Not that she's not a strong black woman, because she's probably one of the strongest women that I know. But she
Hmm.
said when other people call us strong black women, they're implying something else. And so I thought
Yeah.
about that, and this had nothing to do with what we were going to talk about. But I thought about
Do,
that
do we
because
ever?
we never do. One day we will, though. But my thinking was basically because, like, I don't ever get to be a fireball. If
Mm,
I'm angry, I'm aggressive.
hmm,
But if
hmm,
one of my colleagues is angry, she's a fireball. She's a mover and a shaker.
hmm,
Do you know what
hmm,
I'm saying?
hmm, hmm,
And it's, I get the negative name, but she
hmm.
gets to be the cutesy counterpart
Yeah.
to whatever the negative issue is. So I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. But we can't help but be strong. You don't even
Yeah.
have to say it, because I think that if you say black woman, it's synonymous.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's
I know
basically
exactly what
like
you're
a double
saying.
entendre. Like
Yeah.
if you say black woman, then you already said strong, because weak has never been an option for us, right?
Yeah. No, weak is never an option for us whatsoever. And I think that's why it's so important that I provide a space for individuals to be able to express their weakness without having to be out in the
Yeah.
open with it, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then that way they have an outlet
Right.
where, where you won't be able to have an outlet when you're in front of other individuals that will not turn
Absolutely.
off this comparison ideology that's going on here in this country.
Absolutely. But there's a difference between weakness and vulnerability.
Indeed, but I was just going off of what you said.
Yeah.
That's the only
No,
reason why I
but
used the
other
word
people.
weakness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that
yeah.
wasn't necessarily for you, but that was for other people.
Gotcha,
Because
gotcha.
some people, it's sort of like we were also talking that sometimes, I'm not saying all, but sometimes my counterparts get to have things happen to them and they get to have like an anxiety attack or a
Yeah,
nervous breakdown, if you
yeah,
will.
yeah.
I can't stand in the middle of the mall and cry and be like, oh my God, oh my God. I can't do that. It doesn't, it doesn't work for me. I'm not allowed. I mean, I'm literally not allowed to do that. I who would give me permission to do that? Like, where do they
Hmm.
get the permission to do that? Like, who said that was okay to basically have an
Someone,
adult throw
someone,
a tantrum?
someone that can co-sign it. That's basically what it
Okay,
is. If it can be co-signed
okay,
and it can be tended to, then it can be done.
okay,
That's technically how I
okay.
see it. That's how I see it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So maybe then we should talk to the people, the co-signers, and tell them to stop doing that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of things that's happening. With the way that anyone shows up on this earth, and
Well,
I think we have to go back to those 10 countries that we can go to where we can live freely.
well, aren't you just preaching? Aren't you just preaching today? Look at you. Go ahead. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead,
Mr. Chris is
man.
rubbing off on me right now. That's what it is.
Is that what it
That's
is?
what it is.
I mean, go ahead, make it do what it do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I want to say hello to Dawn Washington in
Hey,
Sandusky, Ohio. Hey,
all
Dawn, thank
right,
you for
Sandusky
joining.
in the house.
Yeah, Sandusky's in the house. Yes. You know, well, okay, so we had a couple of things on our list to talk about. So let's just get um our family feud going first, because I think I got a good one.
Do
I
you?
think I got a good one. Minister Chris, we are ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Top 8 answers on the board. Family feud. If you get it correct, of course, you have. Oh, okay. Well, Glory over here. Oh,
I
okay.
see it. I can see it.
Well, it's, so you get a blue. If you're incorrect, you get a red. Yes, I should. Well, still, but anywho, you get a red. And the question is, top 8 answers on the board. Name a cause of traffic accidents. A cause of traffic accidents, and I
Slow
will
drivers.
try. Okay. Slow drivers. Let's see. Okay, okay. I'll take that as speeding, because I guess that would be speeding.
What?
Minister Chris also said speeding. I was gonna give it to you. So Minister Chris said speeding, but you said slow drivers. We'll call that speeding first. Mom said Randy Massey first. Hey, Mom. Randy Massey in Rock Hill, South Carolina. She said
Hey,
telephones. Cell phones, number 1 answer.
yeah.
Cell phones, number 1 answer. Speeding, number 2. Dawn said ran a red light. That is the number 7 answer. Running lights is
Wow.
number 7. So
Mm, okay.
yes, yes. So name a cause of traffic accidents. For anyone joining us, you can type in your answers while we're talking, all as we're going through. You can yell your answers out from wherever you are, but please do not get upset if I don't recognize your answer or hear you, but you are welcome to yell out your answers. Dawn said not yielding,
Yeah. I
not
think
yielding.
yielding causes accidents, not yielding. Well, anyway,
Well, we talked about that last week. Don,
we
I don't think
did.
I can give you that one. Not
We
not
talked about
yielding.
that.
I don't think I can give you that one. But
Yeah,
it is the yielding. I think I agree. It's the yielding that causes the accidents because
yeah.
people don't know how to yield.
They don't know how to
Maybe if we
yield,
use
right?
the word yield more often, people would understand. If we be like, uh, no, it wouldn't work.
No,
Like instead of saying slow down, if we just say yield yourself, and they would. If we say
yield
yield
yourself.
yourself, fella, then people would. I think we should bring that back or bring that in. Yield
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, yeah.
Let's
Yield
let's work
yourself.
on it. Let's do a
Yeah,
survey, and then
yeah.
next week we'll come back and see how yield yourself. So instead of telling people to slow down, or if they're moving too fast, you can say you're not yielding.
Right,
You know,
right, right,
they're
right.
just talking
Exactly.
too fast. Like, hey, you're not yielding.
You're
Just
not yielding. Yeah,
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 you're not
yeah,
yielding. So
yeah,
let's work on that.
yeah, yeah. Let's
Let's
work on that.
see
Let's
what
work
we
on
could
it for
do.
sure,
We could
for sure.
save a lot of people
Man,
if
we could
they
save a
could
lot
just
of
move.
people, a lot of traffic. We could save a whole lot if people just knew
And
what
then
yield meant.
Nobel would be calling us for our Peace Prize and everything. So can I tell you what happened to me this weekend,
Please tell me
which
what happened
has
to
to
you this
do with
weekend.
this question? Because I was angry and I think my blood pressure went up. So I was
Oh
coming
no.
back from Pittsburgh, going to Pittsburgh this weekend, and I was coming back. And so, going through Pennsylvania, there's tunnels because of all the mountains, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you usually see a sign that says tunnel 10 miles. Then the next sign you see, it says all of the restrictions for the trucks, the chemicals, the everything else, right? Then you've got probably 2 or 3 exits off of the expressway before you get to the tunnel. Then you have a
mm-hmm,
sign that says all of the restrictions and it says last exit before tunnel, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
I'm minding my business, going through, and then all of a sudden traffic is at a stop.
mm-hmm.
And I look ahead, I'm right at the tunnel, and wouldn't there be a truck stopped in front of the tunnel, like clear that truck was not getting ready to go through that tunnel. You didn't know that? You didn't see all those signs before?
Mm, mm, mm.
And so I don't know if he was going to try to turn around or if he was going to try to go through the middle, because the tunnel,
Yeah,
so the highest point is in the middle.
yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe he was going to try to go through the middle of the tunnel, but I could have went up and knocked on the window and been like, that's not going to work, sir. So we
Mm,
were stuck there for almost an hour while finally a guy comes out from somewhere, right? And he starts flagging the people on the passing lane, because I was in the slow lane. He starts flagging them to go by, and then he would let one car over, go by one car, so he's trying to
yeah.
get people
Right,
around
right,
this
right,
truck.
right,
And he
right,
was going to have the truck back up.
right.
So basically, the people in the slow lane needed to stop coming forward in the slow lane and just stay where you are, so
Right,
there's room for the truck to back up.
right, right, right.
Uh, that
No,
did not happen.
of course not, because everybody's in a rush and everybody needs to go do something. They don't want to
Oh my
wait. They don't want to be
goodness.
courteous.
I became Yosemite Sam. I was like, you film, farm, film, farm, vomit. I just was like, this is not happening to me. This is not happening to me. I was just, then I was like, even if they let the air out of his tires, he was
Yeah,
not going to make it through.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was not going to make it through.
yeah.
Let's say hello to Yolanda Massey McCullough in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Hey,
Hey,
cuz, my big sister in Fayetteville. She
yeah,
said
yeah,
maybe he needs to learn how to drive. That was cray cray. Oh, that was
yeah,
ridiculous. That
yeah,
was
yeah,
ridiculous. I'm gonna send my medical bill to him because I promise you my blood pressure went up. I had my music on, all my snacks in the passenger side. I had a good weekend and
yeah.
everything else. And in fact, I think my blood pressure just went up just now, just thinking
Just,
about it.
just
Like
thinking about it, just talking about it, right?
just thinking about it, yes. So let's go back to Dawn, who is determined that she is going to get this. She said, for our question, Yolanda, I don't know if you heard, but name a cause of traffic accident. She said not using signals.
Mm, that's a good
No,
one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's a
That's
good
a good
answer.
one. That's a very good one. Yeah, it's a
Good
good
answer.
answer. Good answer. But
Mhm.
it's just not on there. That was
Oh,
probably number 9. We got the top 8. That one was
yeah,
probably number 9.
yeah,
She
absolutely.
said, and weather.
And
Weather is
weather.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Weather is number 5. It says
All right. She
rain
got
and
one.
snow. And you know why? Because people don't know how to apply brakes. They just
Oh my
they just
Lord.
oh, anywho, again, again.
Oh, I swear, if you lived in Buffalo, you know how to drive in the snow.
Yes.
If you never driven in the snow before, then I can understand you driving like extremely slow. I get it. But if you drive in
And
Buffalo, you know to pump the brake, allow it to die down, give yourself some space. But that's
yes.
just me. That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. But couple things that we know about Buffalonians. We are definitely all meteorologists. If you've lived in Buffalo for any time, you can go and apply for a meteorologist job at any TV station.
Yeah,
All you
yeah.
have to do is be able to be like, there's a cold front moving this way, coming down this way, the wind is coming this way, and you got it. Like, we know these things. We can go outside and be like, yep, it's gonna snow. I can look at the leaves and I know it's gonna rain. Like, I already know these things, you know? And then the
My
other thing is, you
arthritis
know
is
how to
acting
drive.
up. So it's
Yeah,
going to be a
author, when author
windstorm.
gets with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
when author gets to you, then you know. I want to say hello to Anna Jackson, Sister Anna Jackson here in Harrisburg. Hello, Sister Jackson. Thank you for joining us. But yes, Mom said I got number 1. Yes, Mom, you did
Yes, you
get number
did.
1.
Yes, you
Yes, with
did.
cell phones. Yes, she did. She does not play. Competition is no joke. She was like, let's be clear. While I'm talking about Mom, and then we can move, I want to say congratulations and best wishes to the Emmett Scott High School in Rock Hill, South Carolina, or what was Emmett Scott High School in Rock Hill, South Carolina. This weekend coming up, they will be celebrating their 60th class reunion, the class of 1963. So
Wow.
congratulations to the Emmett
Wow.
Scott High School Rattlers.
Yeah.
Their mascot is a snake,
Yes.
and they're rattlers. So it's
Yes.
not like baby rattlers, but the
Right.
rattler of
Yeah.
the snake.
I kind of got that. But those that
Okay.
didn't know, I don't know what to tell you about them.
Well, I mean, but if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe because this was, then, this was then, and it was down south in the country, they probably could find snake rattlers everywhere, and everybody in the class probably had caught a snake somewhere, and they had the rattles from the snake. So
Right.
that was why a whole school could be called rattlers. I don't know, but I'm just saying. So
Yeah.
congratulations to Emmett Scott High School class of 1963. I think it's
Yeah.
amazing that they are celebrating their 60th class reunion, because
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
some
Congratulations.
schools that don't do it. I'd like to say that Bennett High School in Buffalo, New York, we have celebrated 5, 10, 25, 30, and our 40th birthday.
Okay. Okay.
Just wanted to say that. And then, of course, I don't know if you've heard about the party in DC, the Buffalo DC connection, and they've had the
Yeah.
Buffalo
Yeah.
Atlantic party too. So
Yeah.
that's all been it. Anywho, Mom said, yeah, the gold and the blue. Okay, go ahead,
All
school
right
pride.
now with the colors
School
represent.
pride. Yes,
And
yes,
that's
yes.
interesting too, because I know my cousins, they always tell me about that as far as people from Buffalo getting together. And they state that they actually ordered Bachi's pizza down to DC and Atlanta just to
Yes,
celebrate.
yes.
And I was like, Bachi's pizza? And what wings do they send down there? And a whole lot of people like Lenova's. I don't like Lenova's.
I love Lenovo's. Are you
I
serious?
do
I
not
don't
like
really care for
Lenova's.
Bachi's. I don't really care
See,
for Bachi's pizza either, but
what?
yeah, I'm Lenovo's all the way. 716-881-3033 on West Ferry. I'm serious. I am
You
Lenovo's
are
all
serious.
the
For
way.
you to know that phone number like that, and also to know where it's at.
Yes.
No, I'm not a Lenovo's person at all. Not a fan.
Oh my
Not at
goodness.
all.
No.
No.
That is where it is. Lenovo's, but yes, we digress. They do order bocces and have, but you can order Lenovo's anywhere in the world and it's sent to you. Now it's going to cost you an arm and a
Oh,
leg.
yeah, it's gonna cost you. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to cost you because it's going to come in the cooler with the dry ice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Taft and I, one year we went home, we were in South Carolina and we bought 2 buckets of chicken wings. So
Okay.
now for people that don't know, when you say a bucket of chicken wings, it's not really a bucket of
Right.
chicken wings. It just means that you get 50 chicken
Right.
wings. So you got
50.
your
Right.
your single is 10, your double is 20,
Yeah.
and then so on. But your bucket is 50. It comes in a box still. There's no bucket. But
Right.
because
Right.
people be like, well, where the bucket at? But anyway, it's a box of chicken wings and
Maybe
it's
you need to
50
go to
chicken.
Target and get them a bucket and then put the
Well,
wings in it in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? So they can feel like, they got what they were supposed to get,
no, you go get a box of 50 wings. Dawn says Leonardi's lover right here. Didn't
Leonardo's is
Leonardi
good.
close? No, I don't care for Leonardi.
Leonardo's is good. I give
Didn't they
you
close
Leonardo.
though?
No, they're on
Yeah, she
Millersport.
said, but unfortunately it closed down.
What they're on Millersport. When they close.
Millersport, is that still considered in Buffalo?
No, but that means they didn't close though. That's all I know.
Look at here. I think that we should send this episode to Lenovo's, Leonardi's, and Bocce for the
Yeah.
free publicity
Right,
and for
right.
all the people
Absolutely.
that are listening. Now, you can get, Dawn said they are closed.
Oh,
So
wow.
Leonardi's is out.
Oh, man.
But listen to this.
R.I.P. Leonardi's.
Would you say, I didn't care for Leonardi's either. I've always been Lenovo's because then you can get the wings from the pit. So they cook the wings and then they put them on the barbecue pit on the pit. And then I always get drums only. Now, please tell me that you like
I'm
drums
a drummer.
or flats.
I'm a drummer.
Okay.
I can't. I mean, I'll do the flats if I have to, but when I ate wings.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
So if they came up with a plant-based chicken wing, would you eat it?
They actually do have one. They have 2 of them actually.
Chicken wings?
Yeah. They have 2 of
Plant-based.
them. Yeah.
Okay, so can I just say this? This just me. That's just me. If it's plant-based, right? And you have a chicken wing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't eat meat, so why would you need to eat a chicken wing?
Okay,
You know
so
what I'm
here's the
saying?
thing. Here's the thing. So sometimes it helps with the transition from eating meat to not eating meat. And what helps with the transition is the fact that there is something that could taste like something that you used to have. What I realized is that it's really about seasoning and it's about flavoring, because meat, just like soy or any other product that's used, not non-soy, like, because I'm a non-soy person, but it's all about flavor. So all we're really doing is just putting the same seasonings you would put on meat on like the stuff that we would eat as vegans. And that's how you get some of the similarities.
You know, that's where they came up with aspartame and all that stuff. They were like, it's just the seasoning and you can get the similarities. So now these plant-based chicken wings, do they have a fake bone in them?
Yeah, it was, they use like either like a wood stick, or they use or they you know those skewers sticks, the thicker skewer sticks, and then or they'll use a sugar cane.
So you'll be like, these chicken wings, sure. Oh, these are the best chicken wings, non-chicken, non-wings I've. Oh, that was a good. How is a good chicken wing?
Hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Well, I was
Hilarious.
talking to my mom said flats only for me.
Oh wow.
Dawn said we're
That's my
talking
mother too.
pizza. Yeah, we're talking pizza, but I was talking yesterday to my cousin Sandy, and
Yeah.
Sandy was saying how you could put the flat in your mouth, and
Oh yeah,
only
you're
you
able
got
to
to be
just
gifted,
pull it out.
and just
Yeah.
yeah. But he was like, then you chew the gristle, and then you do
Yeah.
this and you do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have all that to do. I just want the drum, and there's gonna be a little bit of meat. I'm not chewing the cartilage. I'm
You
not
don't
trying to get.
you don't
You
clear the
don't either. They
bone?
make plant based. They make plant based cartilage too.
No, they don't make plant-based cartilage.
Well, they got you chewing the wood stick. What? Man, I am in the wrong business. I am in the wrong business. Man, if you come up like, so you got some quinoa, some rice, some spinach, and some rhubarb all mixed in together, make a paste out of it with some flour, and they form it around a wood stick and dip it in some barbecue sauce. And you're like, oh, this is good stuff. You know what? I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong business clearly. Because I'm arts and crafts person all
Yes.
day. I could
Yes.
do this.
You could.
Yeah,
You
I could
could.
do.
I think
Now
you really
I
could.
agree. I agree that it's the seasoning,
Yeah.
but it's the texture, it's the meat. Because the meat has a flavor. Chicken tastes different than turkey.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive because I don't really care for turkey as much as I like chicken. I know
So, so,
I
so
know that
so what
that was
you don't
definitely.
like you don't eat the breast, you probably eat the thigh and the leg, don't you?
I like the thigh and the leg. Dawn said, is the cartilage made out of the tree roots? Good one, Dawn. Good one. That
That's
was good.
that was good, but that's so cold, Dawn. That's cold-blooded, okay? Honestly,
I just,
cold-blooded.
Dawn, I'm gonna do some research. Now I will tell you that I think I've been eating vegan breakfast sandwiches. It's egg
No,
whites.
no, we're not going there with the Jimmy Dean again, okay?
Oh, we're
Go ahead
not still
and
not
take that
vegan?
Jimmy Dean and swipe right, okay? Swipe right
Okay.
with the Jimmy Dean. Okay?
I'm just
I'm still
saying.
bent about that. That I'm thinking Jimmy Dean like really looked out for people like myself, right? They give you the plant-based sausage, but they don't give you the plant-based egg. There is a plant-based egg,
Oh, that's right, because vegans don't eat eggs either.
right?
Oh, so you're just your whole thing just has to be a plant, just the whole thing, because you don't eat cheese either. It's got to be
Right.
plant
And it has
cheese.
to be so the cheese is a like either cashew or chickpea.
Okay.
It's the I'm telling you, it's the seasoning. And you can do anything when you have the right texture.
And you know what? I believe you because you're an excellent salesperson, and so I believe you. But you ever have something to eat and it wasn't really that good, and you just be
Yeah.
chewing and chew it until then you feel like you about to blow a bubble with it. You be like,
Yeah. I've had
remember
that.
when you used
Yes.
to put too much gum in your mouth?
Yes. And you can't,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
we'll let that go. I'll do some more research on this. I'll get back to you. But I'm going to try. I'm going to find plant-based chicken wings,
Yeah,
and I
do
need to
that.
see this for myself.
Do that.
I need to see this for myself. All
You
right,
can deep
so
fry it, you can season it, deep fry it. Matter of fact, there's a place in Richmond and in DC that actually does that. They deep fry it and it's really good. I gotta get the name of it, but it's a
they
very
deep
good spot.
fry it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
And it tastes like a daggone chicken wing because of the flavor.
Do they just make? Why don't they just make a whole plant-based chicken, like the whole chicken, and rotisserie it and everything else? I'm just saying. You know what? I can't right now. I can't. I can't. I am too done. I am too done. I don't know. I'm just not there. But now that goes right up there. with fat-free ice cream, right?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
sugar-free ice cream.
Sugar-free ice cream, yeah.
Just don't need it. Like once you get to fat-free cookies and things, just don't eat
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah. You're right
because
about
that's
that.
what it is.
Yeah, because
Anywho,
you need every bit of flavor for ice cream and cookies. There's no way around that. No
no way
way.
around it. So,
Mm-mm. No.
so that's how you go with that. So, anywho, because we've taken up all this time, how
We
was your
did a
week?
whole half hour.
No, we haven't talked about anything yet. How was your week?
Oh, it was fantastic. I am a spiritual license practitioner, and so I was facilitating the first year new students, their first year, and we had a graduation ceremony for them here in Los Angeles. So individuals came from all across the country. Some it was like a good, like maybe like I'll say like 90% came to LA for the celebration. And we were with them on Thursday for their last class. So their last class was live all together. We probably maybe had three to four, 3 to 4 people on Zoom, and the rest. So we have a total of like 20 some people in our class. So that
Okay.
was a very good number. And so there was an evening and morning class. So I got to meet the students from the from the morning class, and that was really cool. And it was great. We had they went somewhere on Friday, and I wasn't able to go because I was training somebody. But on Saturday, we had a session which was awesome, um, where they were able to ask us questions, and then we got to eat lunch with them. No, I know what they did. They did a walkthrough, and it was a very uplifting walkthrough where they got to see where people's growth was in the
Mhm.
process, what they were letting go, what they started to realize more about themselves, and so they got to honor that and to pray for each other in that process. So that was really good. We have to have lunch with them, and then we had another process, and then we had dinner with them. Uh,
Mm,
and then we had lunch with them yesterday after service, and we had a
okay.
wonderful service yesterday. Oh, the 11 o'clock service was off the chain, and it was just a great, fun-filled weekend, high energy, and I was really excited about what we did for them, and then I'm going to meet them some point tonight. There's still some here, so they wanted to meet up later, so I'm gonna go meet up
Oh
with
wow,
them.
that's cool. That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's what's
All
up.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what's up. I see you. I see you.
yeah.
Really quick, Dawn said road rage.
Road rage. Yeah,
Interestingly, Dawn, road rage, well, let's call road rage impatient people.
yeah, yeah.
If you would agree that that's who it is, then that's your number 8 answer is impatient people. So yes, we will take road rage as number 8. Um,
Dawn is 2 4.
yes, Dawn has got it. She is determined. She's like, Randy may have got number 1, but I'm gonna get the rest of them. I'm gonna get the rest of them. That's really cool. And it's really important to be able to have a spiritual experience that's uplifting, Sundays, that takes you to through the week, where
Yeah,
you go
yeah,
get refilled, recharged, and then also to be able to do things with, whether it's church or whatever it is you call it, but to be
yeah,
able to do things with people who share the same faith or share the same spiritual journey or walk
mm,
that you have. So I think that's really important. And a lot of times, especially like I've moved around. So when I move around, if I don't have that, there's something really missing,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you don't have that. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for being able to find that, for being able
yeah.
to find that. Mom says, true daughter. I know she's talking about Dawn Washington because Dawn is competitive also. So where I said Randy is going to get 1, but she going to get
Yeah.
the rest. Mom said, true daughter. I'm pretty sure that's what she's talking about. I'm pretty sure. So listen, a couple of things happened this week.
Yeah, yeah.
A couple of things happened, and then you touched on one earlier that I didn't know about, and it was swept under the rug. So let's go with the first 2, our
Okay.
original question, but I want to go back because I found some other information. So the question that I asked was, what does the indictment of a former president have in common with the missing 61,000-pound train?
Yeah.
And the answer is, they're both explosive. They're both
Boom,
explosive.
boom.
You know, I know, right? But, so Minister Chris, I said, and then you and I, we text a little bit and I was saying, what does this mean for us? Talking one about the indictment of the former president. Minister Chris, can you put up I sent a definition in what indictment is. So people ask, what does it mean when someone is going to be indicted? They're given a formal notice that is believed that they committed a crime. The indictment contains the basic information that informs the person of the charges against them. So this is not just the charges. This is, they believe that a crime was committed. Can you can you post the other picture that I sent with that? So this is the part that I thought was what we needed to know. The difference between being charged or indicted, because he was already charged. Now, next step, he's indicted. So charged meant that an individual is accused of committing a crime, whereas being indicted means that a grand jury has found enough evidence to formally charge them with the said crime. So that means that there were a group of people that said, hey, we believe that he really did do this. Right. So the question that they're asking now is, will the judge that presides over that district, will she follow the law and go through with the process? So what does this mean to us? Not a whole bunch, because what he does, but what it does and what we should be paying attention to is how the system will work for him versus how the system works for us.
Right. Absolutely. And I was on a grand jury back when I lived in Arizona. And it was amazing how many brown people were saying, yes, this is a true bill. That's what they called it. In order for it to go through to the court system, it has to be called a true bill, voted on to be a true bill. And it's amazing how many votes I lost trying to keep brown folks out of going to court. And I'm talking about Mexicans. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about Mexicans. And so I totally understand what you're saying about the fact about how is the system going to work for Donald Trump 45, as far as what is going to happen. And, first of all, this is moving way too slow for me. 1, 2, this is way too late for me because he already served 4 years. So it's almost like, so what now for me? He can run again, but only fools let him back in again. True fools.
Well, I think that I agree it's taking too long and it's too slow. I was on a jury before. I tried to get off, and I tried to get off by saying I don't believe in the system. That didn't work. And then they made me the foreman of all things, and I was like, you really don't want you don't want this, because and I agree with you. There were times when I was like, well, that's not enough information to say if a person is guilty, beyond reasonable doubt, and one, to say beyond reasonable doubt is it leaves a lot of ambiguity, because now we have to talk about what's reasonable.
And who's
you're reasonable and my right. It's two different things, clearly two different things. So I have a problem with it, but I have what I hope to see that happens to 45, not wishing bad on anyone, but I do know you reap what you sow. And he's been sowing a whole bunch of stuff for a long time. So, but I also think that now let the system work.
We'll
we
see.
have been victims of a system that works the way you want it. So it's amazing. It works now, but then it doesn't work. Works now, doesn't work, you know. So
Yeah.
the flip side to that is, did you hear about this train that was missing?
Yeah, I looked that up, and I thought that was really very interesting that there's chemicals, explosive chemicals missing. Um, now you stated something else. I thought I saw here 30 tons, but you said it was more than that.
It was 61,000 pounds,
Oh,
which
61,000
is
pounds. Okay, got you.
which is
Okay,
30 tons, about 30 tons.
okay, all right. So so she said pounds, I said ton. She says
Yes,
she does the metrics, I do the okay. Anyway,
yes, yes.
um, so yeah, and I think about this, right? I think about the number and the amount of individuals that are looking for ways or reasons to build weapons and to make money based on building
Yes,
weapons.
yes.
And then I also think about, as well as I was being told, they said, don't you know that there is a US and a USA? I said, what do you
Oh,
mean? Like they said, in this country, there's a US and then there's a USA. Two separate bodies in one country. And I said, one, I said, why? Well, why is that? Why is that so important? Well, one handles the war, and the other one is trying to run the country based on the people.
oh, that's deep.
And so I think about that. What who is who is like, you know what? We need to figure out how we need to get these explosive into somebody's bombs or tanks or guns or what have you, so that we can make some more money. So I'm
Well,
thinking that gets stolen. That's what I'm thinking.
oh, absolutely, but not really stolen, because I believe, I mean, first of all, so a couple of things. I used to be a train dispatcher. A couple of things, and you don't have to be a dispatcher to know this, but a couple of things I need you to know.
Yeah.
Trains don't make left turns or right turns. They don't turn. They
Right.
only go if they're on tracks,
Right.
right? They only go if they're on tracks. And do you know how big a garage you have to steal what is it, ammonium nitrate,
Yeah.
uh,
Ammonium nitrate.
um, and put it in your garage? So it says a 30-ton shipment of a chemical that can be used as fertilizer or an explosive is missing from a California-bound railroad car after rail officials confirmed it disappeared during a trip across the West last month. The rail car, loaded with more than 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate, left Cheyenne, Wyoming on April 12th. A Union Pacific spokesperson told USA Today Tuesday. 2 weeks later, it was found empty at a rail stop in California, Mojave Desert, according to a report filed with the Federal National Response Center on May 10th. So if you are responsible for a train
Yeah.
or a bus or a truck or a boat or a car or a wagon or anything else, and
Yeah.
you are in transportation logistics,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know where that train goes. So either it leaked out along the desert, and we'll know because eventually there will be trees and things popping up because it's a fertilizer.
Yeah.
There'll be stuff popping up on the track,
Right.
or it was stolen and taken somewhere. I'm going to go with stolen and
Yeah.
taken somewhere.
Take it to a warehouse, or or take it like I'll tell you, when I drive to Phoenix, off into the mountains, and I can't tell you exactly where, but I know, like, off into the mountains, right off the 10,
Mm-hmm.
there are these pipes that come up out the ground into a mountain, and then it looks like there's like a pathway that a person can drive up to go over
Wow.
onto the other side of the mountain. So there's no telling what's going on over there, right? So there's
Wow.
no telling where in the Mojave Desert, or where in the desert, that the person stopped the train, took the stuff, and they probably put it in the dunes somewhere.
Wow.
It's possible. I mean, because there's so much out there that we don't know about that's being done right under our noses. And so for me to see that, for me to see cities that have names with no people, no houses, as I'm driving on the 10, or they're so far back, right there on the other side of the mountain again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's like, it's so much that's happening where it's almost as if, I have to I have to drive off one day just to go see what's really there, what's really going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. I guess so.
And
Isn't
there's a lot of
yes, I'm
warehouses
listening.
being built too, especially in Arizona, especially in Goodyear, Arizona right now. A ton of warehouses being built. And those warehouses have absolutely no windows. And so you don't know who's in there doing what. So that's
Hmm.
another thing too. I just want to throw out there.
Uh-oh, you froze up a little bit.
Oh,
Okay, I got you back. You're back.
okay. What part did you not hear?
You said that there's a place out there in the desert, and then you were like this, and then you froze like that. So whatever you said when you were like that.
Well, okay. Well, I did. If
There
you
you go, right
didn't hear
there.
this, I did. Yeah, I did say that that there are warehouses that's being built in Goodyear, Arizona, with no
Hmm.
windows. So you don't know who's doing what or what's inside of anything.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so like, and so even that is kind of scary too. These buildings that are being built where in those four walls anything could be happening.
Wow. Well, Dawn said no windows. Mom said somebody has it already, talking about the ammonium
Yeah,
nitrate.
yeah.
I was looking up Area 51. Are
Oh
you
yeah,
familiar with that?
yeah,
I
yeah,
was looking up
yeah.
Area 51, and I was trying to figure out where that was in relation to this train. So
Hmm.
anyone that doesn't know, Google Area 51.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah,
air base in Lincoln County, Nevada. It said Area 51 is the common name of a highly classified United States Air Force facility within the Nevada Test and Training Range, a remote detachment administered by Edwards Air Force Base. The facility is officially called Homey Airport or Groom Lake. Some people believe that it is a secret test site that houses
yes. Extraterrestrials. Yes.
extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
Um, but I think whatever it is, why it gotta be? Well, okay, two things. I have two thoughts on this. One, I'm glad it's a secret because I think we tell too much information. Remember even before, like most recently, but I think it was like Desert Storm when
Yeah.
I realized they first did it. They would show the planes, and they were like, "That's that jet is a jet FP681. It flies this fast and goes this high, and it can go within this, and it's going and it's heading right for this." I'm like, "You're talking too much. Like, why
Yeah.
would you show that? Because they can
Yeah.
watch our channels." So I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're keeping it a secret. But at the same time, um, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell them, but tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah.
So, um, interestingly, that uh, the train was assumed missing. It was assumed missing on May 23rd.
Mm.
And I think that on May 23rd was the same day that, what was his name? Adarian Murray,
Mm.
11-year-old
Mm.
year old boy, that Adarian Murray was shot in the chest by an Indianola police
Yes.
officer in Mississippi.
Yes.
So, Jason, you brought this to my
Yeah.
attention because um, this isn't the same thing as a missing train. I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah. I found that like when you brought the missing train, and then here I come bringing up Darian Murray because I happened to see the video on Facebook. Right when you reached out to me, I just
Wow.
got finished watching it, and he was talking about how his mom asked him to call the cops because she was going through a domestic situation, and he comes outside of his home with his hands up. Now, I'm not really sure what led him to do that, even though he knew that the cop was there to help his mom. So I'm not sure like what made the cop think that he was a threat, first of all. And
He's
he said
11.
11 years old. Yeah. A little 11-year-old boy.
He's little. He looks
A
small
little
for his, I mean, he
fudge.
looks chubby. He's
Yeah, he's
pudgy.
fudge.
He's
Yeah.
short.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't come running out on some like that, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? He came out like this for some
Right.
reason. I don't understand. I mean, I guess there's a different way of living in Mississippi, which I totally understand. I totally get. Shout out to my Mississippi folks, those that have to deal with that like brutal, like
Yeah.
unconscionable way of living. Um,
Yes.
but yet, for him to come out, and then as he is shot, he feels the pierce. He said he felt the pierce. It felt like a taser, he said. And then he said he started singing "No weapon formed against me shall prosper."
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that part was like really so powerful. And he
Yeah.
was singing it too. And you could tell like he probably has some lung issues, because he
Yeah.
was like like every now and again,
Yeah.
or but
Yeah.
he was moving, he was pushing forward um while talking about that regardless, because he wanted to get that out
Wow.
there. So I really commend him for just really turning within and allowing his faith to take over in that
Amen. Amen.
situation.
At 11, we have a lot
Yeah,
of grown folks that don't do that. The other thing is I saw in the video, and they said that he said he thought he was dying.
yeah.
So he started telling his mother his last words and
Mm,
telling his mother, apologize to this person because I acted up with them. And remember this and remember that. And he was giving her his last words. So
mm.
he also said that every night when he goes to bed, he sees himself laying in a coffin.
My God.
And he said that's the thought that comes to his mind, that he sees himself laying in a coffin and he can't think of anything else. So,
Mm,
and I mean, well spoken. And it
very
doesn't
well
matter
spoken.
whether he wasn't or not, doesn't matter whether he was a, good kid
Right.
or not. What we need to recognize is that he was a child. And I say he was a child because his childhood has been stolen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
part of it was already stolen. The fact that at 11 years old, to walk out like this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, those aren't lessons that you should have to teach. Although
Right.
you have to teach it, those aren't lessons that you should have to teach an
Yeah.
11-year-old.
Yeah.
Though that is unfathomable
Yeah.
that this young boy at 11 years old. And they said that he does now have issues with breathing,
Yeah.
and that he will probably have those for the rest of his life. So
Oh yeah. Of course.
the mother said that when she saw that her son was alive, she was so happy. And she thanked God so much that she just doesn't even have the energy to be mad at the officer that did it. She just wants him to be fired and never be allowed to be a police officer again. Now,
Now that is going to be a very difficult situation, as most of us should already know, that they get transferred somewhere else to go work somewhere else with a I mean, that happens here in LA, that individuals from the southern states got moved up here to LA to try to handle the gang situation.
mhm, sure. Well, even if he gets fired with a pension.
Okay.
So I am all for loving one another. I am all for, forgiveness and everything. And they say like forgiveness is for me.
Yeah.
So let me forgive for me. But for
Yeah.
you, I think that you should not only lose your job, but you should do some time. You
Yeah.
shot a little boy.
Yeah.
I mean, you shot a little boy. There should be consequences. But of course, we
Yeah.
don't know the circumstances around why he shot the little boy. But at the end of the day, he shot a little boy. Now, I didn't see if my boy Ben Crump was on it. Was Ben Crump on this?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see, because I'm
Because
not
if
sure. More
Ben
than
Crump
likely
is
he
on it,
may, but I
then
tell you, if he is been Crump, I don't know, but I think he should have his family just in a Winnebago and they just go everywhere because ain't no way he can go to a home and the children need to be homeschooled because
yeah,
there's absolutely no way that he can really be at home and to have a life with the type of work that
yes,
he does.
yeah. No, he's got to be on every police scanner in the nation because he is there before they make it to the hospital or wherever they're taken.
Right.
As soon as it happens and the family does a press release, you look over and there's Ben Crump. Um, he is there. So
He is
I don't know
there.
how. Say it again.
I'm asking you. You say he is there?
Oh, he's there. I don't know. I don't know if he's there.
Oh, okay.
But he's there. Let's see here.
Because
Um,
I don't see anything as of yet about that.
we are looking at the same. We're looking at the same thing.
We probably are.
Oh, he's my age. He was born October 10th,
Okay.
number 10. Yeah, he's young. He's a young guy.
He's a young guy moving about this country. And
Yeah,
I'm really ready for. I mean, I understand that people don't want to leave here. I get it because it's what we know. It's safe. Not safe.
yeah,
Excuse me. It's what we know. Let me
right,
just say it like
right.
that. Yet, at some point, at some point, I don't know. I started going down rabbit hole, so that's why I stopped talking.
Oh, okay.
In my
Well,
in my
anytime
mind, I
you
started going down a rabbit hole, and I was like, "Yep, nope. Let me stop talking. Let me stop talking."
okay. Well, anytime you want to go down that rabbit hole, I jump down with you. I got you. I don't mind. So this is interesting. Again, not related, but kind of related.
Yeah,
It says Ben Crump, attorney for Malcolm X's family. We refuse to let anybody exterminate Black history. So he is now filing a $100 million wrongful death lawsuit on behalf of the family of Malcolm X against the FBI, the CIA, New York City and the state, the NYPD, and the district attorney's office for concealing evidence of their involvement in Malcolm X's 1965 assassination. This was
that's long
May of
overdue.
2023.
That's long
Wow.
overdue.
I need to call Ben because I've been like treated wrongly in several situations. And apparently there's no statute of limitations for some things. Like,
That's true.
so he's not filing against the murder of Malcolm X. He's filing against how these agencies handled it. They
Yeah,
concealed information.
yeah,
So we're
yeah,
not
yeah,
going to get the killer because they'll never get the killer. But what we can do is get the people that now watch this.
yeah,
Next, he should do that for Emmett Till. He should do
yeah,
that for Martin Luther King. He
yeah,
should do that for everybody else. He's going to be busy.
yeah. He's gonna be very busy. Absolutely, absolutely. Biggie, Tupac, for sure. All of them. I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. I'm really not trying to be funny when
I
I say
know,
that.
but it's funny when you say it.
But
That's
it is
all.
funny though. But it's
It
not
is
funny
funny.
because of the fact that both of those gentlemen did lose their lives based on, unforeseen circumstances. But
Yes.
I remember seeing something, I think it was on either Hulu or Netflix where this one guy was doing an investigation. This one brother that really knew Malcolm X was doing an investigation and found out that a mosque in Jersey had something to do with setting up Brother Malcolm's for his death, and that the person
Mhm.
that actually pulled the trigger that was ahead of it is actually dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
not this is what I saw on I think either Netflix or Hulu, that there wasn't an investigation by this young man who was really digging deep. I mean, even like going down to the fruit of Islam.
Hmm.
and that they too also had it in for them as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah,
many, there are so many um, theories.
yeah,
There's so many theories on this. We
yeah, yeah.
could go in this forever, and of course, we are at our time.
Oh, yes, we are. Okay.
So really quick, let me give our answers. Uh, Dawn, when you said no windows, were you talking about the warehouses in the desert,
In
or were you
Arizona.
talking
Yeah.
about a cause for a traffic accident? Because I would imagine that no windows would be a problem. Number one was cell phones. Number two was speeding. Number three was drunk driving. Number
Mm,
four was not looking. Five,
yeah.
rain or snow. Six was looky-loos. I believe we call that rubbernecking.
Rubbernecking. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Rubbernecking.
yeah,
Um, Number seven was running lights, and number eight was impatient people.
yeah,
These are the top eight. Well, after the survey, the top eight people, the cause of traffic accidents. We did not get to your book. Were
Oh,
you able to send it to Minister Chris?
yeah. I sent the photo to Mr. Chris. I believe.
Okay,
Hopefully, he
Minister
got it.
Chris, do you have the photo for Jason's book? And everyone that's on, please go and check it out. The Essential Pain and Peace of Life, The Journey of Unfolding Consciousness by our very own Jason A standing for Always Added Benefie.
Absolutely.
Always Stable Benefie. So you're on Amazon, right?
Yes, I'm on Amazon.
You're on
Yes,
Amazon, and you all can hit him up, and you can check our Facebook pages and DM him
yeah,
also for it. Then,
yeah,
the veg out your mind. So is this veg out your mind like vegan out your mind, or is
yeah.
this
This
like
is because it's going to be in a vegan cafe, spoken word event. Yeah.
spoken? Baba's Vegan Cafe and Jab
Oh, Jab
presents veg.
Unlimited. Jab Unlimited Productions.
Okay, Jab Unlimited. Oh, JAB, got it. Jab.
Jason A.
See what you
Benefield.
did
Yeah,
there.
I did.
Presents Veg Out Your Mind, a spoken word and open mic event. Wow, that's going to be nice. Hosted by Samaje Brown and Jason Benefield. Baba's Vegan Cafe. It is in Los Angeles. Minimum one meal purchase and or donation, $7 to $10. Come and express your unique and gifted voice. Excellent, excellent. Jason, you are doing your thing. This coming weekend is Juneteenth weekend.
Yes,
Buffalo
Father's
family,
Day.
you know what that means. Sunday is Father's Day. I've been noticing on Facebook a lot of the men are complaining that they don't get the same gifts that the mothers get. So wives, mothers, children, step up your game a little bit. Apparently, they're no longer appreciating the socks and the ties, though they don't know how difficult it is to choose a gift for them. Apparently, they're not appreciating the gift cards and the golf club warmers and the golf tees and things like that. So,
Or
big
the
Annie ladies.
or the lawn care product or the tools. Like,
That's an
yeah, man.
excellent gift. That is it allows you to express your creativity and to bond with nature.
Go ahead with that one. You can keep that. We want big screen TVs. We want we
That's
want.
Christmas. That's Christmas. See, you're delving into the Christmas list. That's the problem. Y'all want too much. You too much. Listen, our time is up. We have Juneteenth celebration Saturday here in Harrisburg with the Writers' Workshop. Sunday, we will be at the State Museum, the Writers' Workshop. Juneteenth breakfast is served from 8:30 to 10:30. It is Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. There will be music, games, prizes, children's activities, a book giveaway. It's sponsored by Nathaniel Gaston's Writers' Workshop and Life Esteem. It is free to all families. And then on Sunday, the Writers' Workshop and Life Esteem is back at it again. And we will be at the State Museum with Sister Mafalda, who walks on stilts. Oh, she is bad. I was going to go build me some stilts after that. and then Dwinneman Drummers. Listen, if you guys have an idea for a show, the man you need to see is Minister Chris Thomas. I'm telling you, he does everything at the Voice 17104 right there. That's the one. That's the one right there. So please reach out to the Voice 17104 and the Voice TV and talk to Minister Chris Thomas. And he's the genius behind the scenes of all of this, because we just come up with stuff and he pops up pictures and does all kind of stuff. So thank you all for joining us. We will see you same place, same time next week.
Yes, yes.
Next week is Juneteenth. Monday, June 19th is Juneteenth. So come Juneteenth prepared, and we are going to celebrate Juneteenth. Yes. Jason A. Benefield, it is always a pleasure to see you. Let's do it again next week. We do it again next week. Yes.
Let's get it.
All right. Let's do it. We'll see you guys. Thanks for joining us. Ish. Free-ish.
Free-ish. I would still wear the t-shirt.
Oh yeah.